After day 4 of the Korean playoffs, we know one team who will compete in the grand finals and one who will compete in the lower finals. In the first series from day 4, DRX defeated Damwon Gaming 2-0. Map 1, Fracture, was chosen by DRX and they won 13-8. Map 2, Split, was chosen by Damwon but won by DRX 12-10. With this win, DRX is the first team to get into the Korean playoffs grand finals. The grand finals will take place on June 26th. Meanwhile, for Damwon, they moved to the lower finals. In the second series, Maru Gaming beat World GameStar 2-0. Map 1, Breeze, was chosen by Maru and they won 13-7. Map 2, Bind, was chosen by WGS but won by Maru 13-7. With this win, Maru will go on to compete in the lower finals against Damwon on June 25th to see who will compete against DRX in the grand finals on June 26th. Both the lower finals and the grand finals will be best of 5 series. Also, for World GameStar, they sadly are eliminated from playoffs and have not earned enough circuit points to compete in the 2022 East Asia LCQ later this year. Here are the current Korean circuit points, and here's an updated bracket of the playoffs. Brazil has begun their Stage 2 playoffs with a series between MiBR and Los Grandes, as well as a series between Furia and Keatstars. In Series 1, Los Grandes beat MiBR 2-1. Map 1, Haven, was chosen by Los Grandes and they won 13-8. Map 2, Fracture, was chosen by MiBR and they won 13-9. Map 3, Icebox, was won by Los Grandes 13-10. In the second series, Keatstars beat Furia 2-1. Map 1, Breeze, was chosen by Furia but won by Keatstars 13-10. Map 2, Icebox, was chosen by Keatstars but won by Furia 13-10. And Map 3, Split, was won by Keatstars 13-7. Los Grandes will move on in the tournament to take on Loud, and Keatstars will move on in the tournament to take on Ninjas in Pajamas on June 22nd. Meanwhile, MiBR and Furia will take on the losers of the upper semifinal matches on June 23rd. Here's an updated bracket of the Brazilian playoffs. As for other regions, their playoffs will continue and begin later this week. For NA, competition will begin again on June 24th with Optic and Exit going head-to-head in the upper finals in a best-of-5 series. The winner will go on to the grand finals as well as secure a spot for Masters Copenhagen. Also on the 24th, FaZe will take on NRG in a best-of-3 elimination game where the winner will go to the lower finals. Here's a look at the NA playoffs bracket. The EMEA playoffs will continue the same day on June 24th, with Fnatic taking on Guild in the upper finals and FPX taking on Mech to see who will get the last EMEA spot at Masters Copenhagen. The lower final for EMEA will be held on June 25th and the grand final will be held on June 26th. Here's a look at the bracket. Japan will continue their playoffs June 25th, with Zeta taking on Northception in the upper finals. Later that same day, Crazy Raccoon will take on the loser of the upper finals. Here's a look at the Japan playoff bracket. APAC will begin its playoffs later today on June 22nd, having all 4 upper quarterfinal matches back-to-back. We will see Paper Rex vs Alter Ego, Bleed vs Griffin Esports, Onyx vs Boom Esports, and Xerxia vs Team Secret. Here's the bracket for the APAC playoffs. And finally, the Latin American playoffs will begin on June 23rd with Fusion vs Leviathan and Crew vs Isholos Laser. Here's a look at the Latin American bracket. There will be a lot of different tournaments and many different games going on in this coming week, and I will do my best to try to keep everything up to date leading into Masters Copenhagen. But for now, that was your Valorant VCT update. Thanks for watching.